Hi, have you ever had this one event happen in your life that seemed to change absolutely everything? Whether you got fired from work, you failed an exam in school, maybe you lost a friend, maybe you just fell on the ground. Something might have happened. But seems like after that one little event, after that one moment in life, everything is different. For some people, they can't express themselves, seems like they can't be themselves anymore, and everything just goes sideways. They can't find a job, they can't find friends or lovers or anything like that. So if you had an experience like this, please share in the comments your story of what's going on. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because, like, as I'm working with people, I'm looking into why is it that some of them have so many issues? Why is it that some of them seem to have one little moment in life, maybe far from a job, maybe even lose a puppy or something, and all of a sudden their whole life goes nuts. Everything goes sideways. You seem like could be great people, could be very successful, everything's going great, but that one little moment and the whole life turns upside down, causing failure, depression, stress, and being unable to be yourself, being unable to win, tons of these different issues that pops up. So I'm doing my scans, I'm getting out of body, I'm checking out like what is it, what's going on? And the thing I found today is very similar to what I talk about in some of my videos, but basically the usual topic. We have a group of bad guys, we have soul, death traps, and the way the dark side can manipulate people. Now here's a story I found today. Basically, this one being, long ago, plays as a guardian, a sentinel, helping out people. Helping out people in the fourth and the fifth dimension, and coming here in the physical universe, and pretty much like, I am protecting those that need it. So whether someone is kidnapped, someone is being raped, someone is being attacked, that person will show up, and he's gonna protect everyone. He's gonna save the world that needs saving, fight the bad guys that needs to be fighted, and stuff like that. It's like, like, you just look at people like that, and like, like, okay, taking away the control, making sure people are free, that they can move away from, like, for like this enslaved prison planet to the fourth and fifth dimension, and just be free of this whole enslavement. And it's a very commendable thing, helping people to create, to be free, to be all they can be. And how is it that they end up here on Earth and one little event changes their whole beingness? Of course, with some powers and different things, but seems like such an amazing being with such abilities and everything that you are, like as a personality, with values that you have, becomes scared, becomes stressed, unable to live, unable to find a job, all of a sudden living your whole life after this one event, hiding in the shadows, trying to not be noticed, anything. Why? And as I'm scanning, I'm looking at the setups the dark side has for us. So for example, for this being, like, if they come in with fleets, with spaceships, with other stuff, they can't win. If they take some demonic beings, their technologies and beaming and stuff, they can't win. We are the creative beings. We have powers, and like, like, they come at us with thousands of fleets and stuff, and we're just like, oh, okay, and they're all strawberries in the space. It's so simple, because you have creativity, you have imagination, you can turn them into anything. So they literally have no way to attack us unless we're not aware of our abilities or they catch us off guard. So that can happen. And what happens, like, this guy is basically floating through space looking for people that need help and stuff. And there is a planet where people are calling out for help. Some of them are being enslaved, some of them are being raped. There's a lot of bad stuff going on there. So he goes on the planet. Now, backstory, the whole planet is a soul trap. It is a setup. So the bad guys, like, oh, okay, here's the person. This is what the person is like. This is what their abilities, this is their values and stuff. Basically, they look for specific people that they're gonna trap and try to, like, really attract. And it's like everything is a setup. This kind of who we are, what we like, what are like our preferences and stuff. And all of a sudden, are for strong values. Are we creative? Do we like fighting? Do we like flying? Do we like the other things? Basically, this kind of who we are. And for some people, whether if they are like into music, like, okay, if they're into music, if they're into singing and like all of these like musical notes and stuff, they're gonna create this world of music. If they're into fighting, they're gonna create the world of fighting where they can win and stuff. And they basically scan people. If you have preferences, whether you like flying, you're gonna be involved in flying. And literally all of the things that you're up for, they're gonna pretty much make it a setup. So now here it is. This person is working as a sentinel, he's guarding people and stuff. Here it is, a calling. People need help. Well, I can do this. And us, it's so easy to catch us off guard because we assume that we're good beings. Hey, I have abilities. I help people on my free time. Here it is. Someone needs help. I'm gonna go do that because this is what I do. I help people. I feel good about it and stuff. So that's it. That's all it takes. It's just to have a goal, and there it is. So we go. So here it is. This guy, he basically goes in a planet, and sure finds like war zones, people kidnapped, people being raped. He frees them, makes sure that they leave the planet. But this whole thing is like a setup. And once he frees, like he gets in there and he gets engaged in this game or mission, and so like the whole world is so involved because this is what he do. This is what he does. He's there to help people, and the whole world is about him helping people. It's all a setup. It's all scenarios like fake stuff, and of course they can actually get the real beings, whether it's people here from Earth, whether it is Pleiadians or Arcturians or some other races. They can literally find anyone, even like animals. Okay, just crash them in them, beat them up, do something to attract this person. And once they attract us, and we're so involved into this game and our mission of I'm gonna help, and we're like we're like busy with our world. It's like literally when you fall asleep, and some of you wake up in this dream state or the astral projection or like something. All of a sudden, most people wake up, open their eyes, and they are in some sort of scenario. Like you're not wake up like, oh look, I'm in the astral, awesome. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna fly there. It's this is unusual scenario. The usual scenario is like you wake up, open your eyes, and like all of a sudden, oh fuck, war. Okay, you grab a gun and you go engage and stuff. Like there is a scenario, you open your eyes and you're in the middle of something, and you're gonna get involved, and you forget the bigger picture of what's going on. And your focus is right here, my mission. It's like very specific vision, and we forget to look at what's going on in the bigger picture. So same with this whole death trap where they trap us. They give us something to do, something we are going to get engaged in. And this whole mission the guy is going on to help people is all a setup. So while he is involved, he basically helps out people, they're able to leave, but he gets captured. So the way he gets captured is basically some beings grab him, and all of a sudden, because he's unaware, unaware of his true abilities, because he's so busy with little world and little rules over there, that he's not thinking in the major picture. He's just thinking about his body over here in this world. So they grab him, literally zap him, like knock him out. Next thing he knows, he's waking up. He's on like in the chair, and basically they connect these like cords and stuff. They start cloning him is the one thing, and next thing that happens is like basically they connect to his Akashic records, trying to overlay the memories. So it's not like they're gonna change that, but basically the memories of what he did over like a few 100,000 years, if a million years, will be here, and they're gonna put a new layer. So now this fake stuff is gonna become the original, while this stuff is gonna be showed up like downlays. So now this one becomes like the fake stuff becomes the real, the present, the current stuff. And so the bad guys can put a lot of fake stuff. But the way it happens is that what seems to us like watching a movie, like oh, tons of little like lifetimes running in our head and stuff, is actually us living it. So literally, you can be here on the chair for millions of years, and literally all of these lives you're going to experience, you are going to live them from birth until death. And the whole scenario is set up in a way where you're going to do what you do, but there will be a specific thing focused on who you are. And if you're into music, you're going to have problems with music. If you're into animals, you're going to have problems with animals. And they look at who you are and how can they mess with you. What can they do to really mess you up? And so for this person who's into protecting people, for helping them and all this stuff, they're looking for, okay, they're going to like create tons of these scenarios where he fails. He fails at doing something. And so now we'll live hundreds of thousands of fake lifetimes with programming of the current situation of whatever happens, whether it's writing an exam, whether it's being a policeman and like shooting an innocent person, whether it's like being a lawyer and stuff, tons of different scenarios, but like literally it is specified on who we are and our abilities. So when I'm asking you, like focus on your life, has there been an event where after it, everything seems to change and you become a whole different person and everything goes sideways? It's literally that one event that you have to be aware of. Because why are we feeling so messed up? One event where we failed an exam, where we kind of became embarrassed, or like some people start laughing at us and stuff. Different kind of things will trigger people differently, but there will be that one event that seems to change us in a whole different picture. And once we are aware of like, okay, this is the event, this is where I start becoming unable to express myself, I become afraid, I become like sort of like shallow and like really hiding from the world and stuff. All these little things, it builds up. But all of these issues, it comes out not because this one little event, like really, oh, like this one little thing happened and now your whole life goes sideways because of that. Not because of it, not because of that one event, but because that one event stirred up the memories of all the past lives, of all the fake lives, of all the little things, and all of these triggers, the programming and everything else starts playing a part. So in this life, you need to do something to start that hypnotic command, and whether it's failing, whether it's like something happens, and literally it's like turning on a button. Okay, from now on, this event happened. Turn on the button for the commands to work in, and all of a sudden we become unable to express ourselves, unable to swim, sort of like, oh, like in this shockwave or whatever. Something happens, but we literally change as a person, and so it's like this thing, and it's big. And as I'm like working with a person, like, why is it that like after this one little thing from like being fired from work changes life miserably? I'm like, okay, look, and I'm seeing like 700,000 of lifetimes specifically to trigger this one event. And all of a sudden, the person wakes up, and so like basically the memories are so related. The person gets out of the planet, out of the whole like soul trap, where he's like zoned off as a zombie, and he's just wandering off and stuff. And he goes here on Earth, for example. And all of a sudden, he plays out his life, and like 20, 30, 40 years later, a thing happens, and he gets fired. But that whole being fired event triggers all the past lives, where tons of these incidents builds up, and now all of these programs, the decisions you made in the fake past lives, where I'm not good enough, I will never hold a gun in my hands, if this happens, then I'm going to react this way. For example, like being an undercover cop, being a spy, being something, and here you are on your mission and you fail again and again and again, to the moment where you start making decisions. I'm bad at this. I can't do this. I'm not. I don't have confidence. And all of a sudden, we build all of these beliefs, decisions about ourselves and who we are like. And so basically, like programming. If this happens, then. And tons of these scenarios where something bad happens, and this is what happens after it. The way we react, the way we feel about it, how our life plays out after that and stuff. And here we are, after all this stuff, here on Earth. And there will be that one event triggering the hell out of us. And all of a sudden, we start reacting, and everything goes sideways. So I'm bringing this up because if we are able to become aware of this one event, where did things go sideways? One event that changed my life, one event that made me crazy, scared, something that you just like look, reflect on your life and see you as a child maybe did great. You you maybe were creative and really engageful and like funny and stuff. There's one event where it's like someone turns on a button and you're a whole different person, like with lots of fear, no confidence, and able to be funny and all this stuff. So once you locate that incident, literally you can scan possible fake lifetimes and just spin a story. Like imagine if this thing would happen to you. If you've been through this kind of thing where they simulate a fake lifetime to trigger the hell out of you, just imagine a scenario and play it out in your head. Just like talk about it. Like, okay, possibly this happened and this happened, this happened. Why would you spin the story? Just tell me, why would you talk about all those details, about all those gruesome details about like possibly being raped, possibly being shot and stuff? Why would you imagine that? It's not imagination. You literally are recalling the whole thing. So what I'm saying is that if you're able to focus on the thing that happened to you in this lifetime, that changed your events, and now you literally try to remember the scenario, but like remembering like, oh, I can't remember, we have all of these rules and blocks that like sort of are stopping our sort of memory of the past lives because, oh, I just can't remember, I'm not good enough, what if I'm imagining stuff? Okay, we're not going there. Imagine if. But once you talk about imagination, you have all of these freedoms because all of a sudden there are no rules around imagination. And you open up and you talk about these crazy scenarios, but they are real. This is the real stuff. And once you bring it out to the light, once you become aware of it, all of these things go away because it's like shining the light on something that you were not aware of. And all of a sudden, oh, that was my problem. That's why I'm acting this way. And all of a sudden you become aware like all of my problems were because of this event. And now you have different understanding. Now you have more awareness. And all of a sudden, because you're able to remember more, because you're able to look at things differently from a different point of view, and now have a better point of view of like how everything works, you have more understanding, you have more control, and now your life can start changing. So hopefully, like just bringing it up like will help you to sort of look at your life, see if you have one of those crazy events where it seems like your life goes sideways and everything starts changing. Look at that and think about possible scenarios of what happened in your past lives that caused you to feel these ways, to act these ways and stuff. And once you become aware of these things, it literally goes away because now you have awareness, now you have more understanding, more control, and you start acting and behaving differently. So try it out. Let me know what you think. If you have any weird experiences like that, share your stuff. And hey, it might literally change your life, or at least a few moments. So try it out, let me know how it goes, and literally, I'm looking forward to hearing back stories from you and making more videos. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.